The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Commander Zarthok's declaration echoed through the crystalline halls. His 6 eyes gleamed with satisfaction as he announced humanity's colonies would be seized within the solar cycle. The assembled species, the Kree, the Volthans, the ancient Cerebrids, all nodded in agreement. Humans were soft, weak, their technology primitive. They would surrender without significant resistance. They were catastrophically wrong. Melissa Chen stood on the observation deck of the UNSC Retribution, watching the enemy fleet materialize from quantum space. 47 capital ships, each dwarfing Earth's largest vessels. The holographic display painted them in crimson, a constellation of death approaching Mars Colony 7. "Captain?" Her tactical officer's voice cracked slightly. "They're hailing us, demanding immediate surrender." Melissa's jaw tightened. She was 28, the youngest fleet captain in human history, promoted not through politics but through 3 years of relentless combat simulations and strategic innovations that had impressed even the cynical admirals. Her dark eyes reflected the starfield beyond, cold and calculating. "Open a channel," she said quietly. Zarthok's reptilian face filled the screen, his translator rendering his hissing speech into flat, emotionless English. "Human vessel, you are outmatched. Surrender your colony and your pathetic fleet will be spared. Resist, and we will demonstrate why the Kree Dominion has conquered 47 species." Melissa smiled, and something in that expression made Zarthok's scales ripple with unexpected unease. "Commander, I'm going to give you one chance," she said, her voice steady as steel. "Turn your fleet around. Leave this system. Forget you ever heard of humanity." The alien leader's laughter barked through the speakers. "You dare threaten us with your 12 vessels against our armada? You truly are an ignorant species." "Ignorant?" Melissa's smile widened. "No, Commander. We're educated. We studied every species in the galaxy before making first contact. We know the Kree have superior shields, faster than light drives, and energy weapons that outclass ours." She paused. "We also know you've never fought a species like us." "Bold words from prey," Zarthok sneered. "What makes you different?" "We come from a death world, Commander. We didn't evolve in your comfortable gravity wells with stable climates and abundant resources. Earth tried to kill us for 4 million years. Predators, diseases, ice ages, volcanoes, asteroids, we survived them all. We didn't just survive. We thrived. We conquered our own planet before we reached for the stars." Liam Rodriguez, her weapons officer, was already executing her pre-planned attack patterns. His fingers danced across holographic controls, young face set in grim determination. At 25, he'd been a prodigy at the Naval Academy, graduating in 2 years instead of 4. Together, he and Melissa had developed tactics the Galactic Council had never encountered. "You see, Commander," Melissa continued, "you fight wars to expand territory. You calculate acceptable losses. You follow rules." Her voice dropped to something darker. "We fight wars to survive. And when we fight to survive, we don't stop until our enemy can never threaten us again." "Enough talk," Zarthok snarled. "Weapons," Melissa cut the channel. "Liam, execute Protocol Prometheus." "Aye, Captain." God help them. The Kree fleet advanced in perfect formation, a textbook assault pattern that had broken countless civilizations. Their shields shimmered as they charged weapons, confident in their numerical and technological superiority. They never saw the mines. Humanity had spent 3 months seeding Mars' orbit with millions of self-replicating nanobots, each one dormant, undetectable, waiting. As the Kree fleet crossed the threshold, Melissa whispered, "Now." The nanobots activated simultaneously, attracted to the exotic energy signatures of Kree shields. They didn't explode, that would be wasteful. Instead, they burrowed, disrupting the quantum field generators at the molecular level. In 17 seconds, the mighty Kree shields collapsed across the entire fleet. "Conventional weapons, full barrage," Melissa ordered. The human ships unleashed hell. Not energy weapons that could be absorbed or deflected, but good old-fashioned kinetic projectiles, tungsten rods accelerated to relativistic speeds, nuclear-pumped missiles and railgun slugs that hit with the force of small asteroids. Humanity had learned from history. Sometimes the simplest weapons were the deadliest. The Kree fleet staggered. 7 capital ships disappeared in nuclear fire within the first minute. The others attempted to retreat, but Liam had anticipated every vector. More mines activated and this batch did explode. turning retreat routes into killing fields. "They're breaking formation," Liam reported, voice tight with adrenaline, requesting instructions from their command ship. Melissa opened a channel to the surviving vessels. "This is Captain Chen. You came to our home. You threatened our families. Did you really think we wouldn't prepare? Did you think we'd fight fair?" On the command ship, Zarthok watched his fleet burn. Impossible. The humans had been spacefaring for only 70 years. How had they? "We're persistence hunters, Commander." Melissa's voice cut through his thoughts. "On Earth, humans hunted animals faster and stronger than us. We didn't outrun them. We outlasted them. We chased them until their hearts burst from exhaustion. We're doing the same to you, but faster." 12 human ships began their pursuit. The Kree fled. But human vessels had been designed with one philosophy: catch anything, outlast everything. Nuclear pulse engines, dangerous and violent, pushed them beyond safe acceleration limits. The crews endured crushing G-forces in gel pods while AI systems handled navigation. 3 hours later, only 5 Kree ships escaped into quantum space. 42 capital ships destroyed. 13,000 Kree warriors dead. Human casualties: 2 ships damaged, 47 wounded, 0 killed. The Galactic Council convened an emergency session. The other species watched the battle recordings in stunned silence. The humans had fought with a savage efficiency that defied their brief spacefaring history. They used their weakness, primitive technology, as strength, employing weapons and tactics the advanced species had abandoned millennia ago. "They're insane," a Volothan representative whispered. "They sacrifice structural integrity for speed. Those acceleration forces should have killed them." "They mined their own orbit," a Cerebrid added, its telepathic voice trembling. "Millions of weapons waiting dormant. The patience, the planning." Ambassador Sarah Kim stood before the council representing Earth. She was a diplomat, trained in peace, but her message was written by warriors. "The Kree Dominion has declared war on humanity," she said calmly. "This will not stand. We don't seek conflict, but we will finish what others start. We're giving every species in this galaxy one warning: leave humanity alone or learn why Earth's history is written in blood." Melissa watched the transmission from her ready room aboard the Retribution. The ship was already being refitted, upgraded with lessons learned from the battle. Behind her, Liam entered with 2 coffee cups. "Think they'll listen?" he asked. Melissa accepted the coffee, staring at the holographic display showing Earth, blue, beautiful, and deadly. "Some will. The smart ones. And the others?" She smiled, that same cold smile that had unnerved Zarthok. "Then we'll teach them what we taught the Kree. Humanity doesn't lose. We adapt, we endure, and we win. Always. The galaxy would learn, one way or another. You could conquer peaceable species with superior technology. You could intimidate civilizations with grand fleets. But you couldn't break a species that had crawled from the mud of a death world, that had survived every extinction event their planet threw at them, that had turned their whole history into a weapon. Congratulations, Zarthok. You declared war on the deadliest species in existence, and humanity was just getting started.